Hello dear students, welcome you all for the 8th session and the last session on 4th chapter Business Taxation for 6th semester Mangalore University. So in this session we are going to discuss another illustration on calculation of aggregate turnover. So my presentation for this session is illustration on aggregate turnover, illustration number 3. So let's directly discuss the illustration. Kumari Pradnya is a casual taxable person in Ajekar, Karnataka, furnishes the following information for the year 2019-20. Compute the aggregate turnover for the purpose of registration under GST Act 2017 from the following and state whether she is eligible for composition levy under GST law. So these are the transactions that she has made. Supply goods to unregistered dealer at Karkala for rupees 4. Whether it should be included in aggregate turnover? Yes, it should be included in aggregate turnover. Then supply goods to Anusha of Ajekar, it should be included. Then supply goods to Mr. Raghunath at Koppa should be included. Supply goods to Ms. Sulochana at Muniyar should be included. Goods sent to Kumari Disha, a job worker at Hebri. See here, goods is sent to job worker. This is not a complete transaction. Job worker will modify the goods and send back to the original owner. So this should not be included in the aggregate turnover because it is not a complete supply. That's why it should not be included in the aggregate turnover. Then goods supplied directly from the premises of Miss Sri Shaila, job worker, to a SEZ. This is a complete transaction, complete supply. So it should be included. Then she purchased transport vehicle for 16 lakh and paid 4,000 as tax. See here, this is a purchase of transport vehicle. It is not a supply, it's not a sale. So it should not be included in the aggregate turnover. Again, purchase goods from registered taxable person. Again, it should not be included in aggregate turnover because it is not a supply. We should consider only supply, that is sales. Then she rendered software service to a company. Yes, it should be included. Then she paid 6 lakh as tax to the government and 1 lakh as job charges to Mr. Sri Shaila. So tax paid to the government and 1 lakh as job charges should not be included in the aggregate turnover. So let us calculate aggregate turnover of Mr. Kumari Pradnya one by one. So this is the format. Let's calculate one by one. So supply goods to unregistered dealer at Karkala 4 lakh. Next one, supply goods to Anusha of Ajekar. Since the supplier is from Dakshin Kannada, these are the places of Dakshin Kannada. So it is 6 lakh. Next, supply goods to Mr. Raghunath at Koppa, 10 lakh should be included. Supply goods to Ms. Sulochana Muniyar should be included. Let's write that. So it is 10 lakh and 4 lakh. Let's go to the problem once again. Then goods sent to Kumari Disha, a job worker at Hebri. So here goods is sent to a job worker for further processing. So it is not a supply. So should not be included in aggregate turnover. Then goods supplied directly from the premises of Ms. Sri Shaila, job worker, to a SEZ unit. This is a complete supply because after processing the goods have been supplied to a SEZ unit of Mangalore. So one should be included, one should not be included. So let's write. So goods sent to job worker, not a supply. Goods sent directly from the premises of Sri Shaila to SEZ Mangalore, it is a supply. It should be included in aggregate turnover. Then she purchased transport vehicle, it should not be included in aggregate turnover, should be excluded. Then purchased goods also should be excluded. Then she rendered a software service to a company at Kundapur, should be included. Let's include that. So purchase of transport vehicle, it is excluded. Purchase of goods from taxable person also, it is a purchase, it's not a supply, that's why it is excluded. Then rendered software service to a company at Kundapur, it's a valid supply. Then tax paid to government and job charges to Ms. Sri Shaila should be excluded. So that's all. Let's total now. Let's see what is the total turnover. Therefore aggregate turnover is 46 lakh. Now let us see whether there is any other questions. So he is a casual taxable person in Ajekar, so they are not eligible for composition scheme. Then compute aggregate turnover for the purpose of registration under GST 2017 for the following, whether and state whether she is eligible for composition levy. So composition levy, definitely she is ineligible. And for registration, so let us write turnover is we have calculated 46 lakhs. So Mr. Kumari Pragna is ineligible for composition. So we have answered the question. So as per GST Act, casual taxable person is ineligible for composition levy irrespective of the turnover. It may be more than 1.5 or less than 1.5 crore. Doesn't matter. But casual taxable persons are ineligible for registration for composition scheme. So that's all from this video. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.